We are under the lights as the show gets you ready for another edition of Major League Baseball. It's Game 1 of the World Series between the Atlanta Braves and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, we'll start with you. This series has the feel of one that's about to get very interesting.
Well, here's a little comparison of these two teams. Looking at it earlier, to me, the story is all about the pitching. Both squads have some good arms, and the team that gets the best outings are probably going to come out on top.
It's the moment these players have been waiting for. Game 1 of the Fall Classic is on the show, and it's coming up next. Babe Ruth gets the call on the mound here at home for Game 1 of the World Series. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, Matt, 5 full innings for this guy in his last one. You couldn't really consider that a powerhouse outing. He was able to get a no decision, but I'm sure he and the team are looking for a lot more in this one today.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he fouls this one off. Martinez leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning.
Hey, you can do it. No one better. Let's go.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
Line to the right side. And he dives to make a spectacular catch. What a play there to end the inning. Worth a second look here, as this is a beauty to end the inning. We're back with more of Game 1 after this message and a word from our local stations. Settling in now, Lou Gehrig.
Number 4.
See it, drive it, kid. See it, drive it.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Here comes the 0-1. Pulled toward right center field. Acuna's there for it. And the play is made, but this should be good enough for an RBI as the runner from third tags up. And he will score on the sacrifice fly. Bottom of the inning now.
Leading
The
off
plate
for
now
the
is the
Yankees,
designated hitter, Lou
the designated
Gehrig.
hitter,
It was an RBI
number
sac
4.
fly for him last time through.
This one doesn't look good so far, down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Nearly a big fly to start the inning instead of foul ball.
I think for every player, for every former player, that swing right there is the reason we need to extend the netting without question. Want the fans to be safe.
Come on, baby. Get your pitch up there.
And the pitch on 2-1. And he reaches out for one and may have chased it as this is skied into the air to straightaway center. Acuna is there, and he has it for the first out. Now at the plate, Lou Gehrig. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
No balls and a strike to count. 3 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the Yankees to this point. Just couldn't pull that one back in time. It's 0-2 now. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1.
Man, that's a good take there on that 0-2 fastball just missed. He must have a really good eye at the plate.
There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner. And foul, though it had the home run distance. Up and in here as he had to bend out of danger.
Boy, that's a good pitch right there. The old school guys would call that a little bit of chin music up and in. See if he can get him to move off the box a little bit.
3 balls and 2 strikes to the Yankees DH. Next pitch here will be number 100 through 7 1/3.
Man, I'd love to see a complete game. He's certainly on his way. If he can keep the number down, the pitch count down, he's got a shot at this.
Yeah, D-Row, this is every manager's dream spot right now. You're 1 out into the 8th inning. Your starter's giving you some good baseball, and you, on paper, this had the makings of a real hard-fought game, but paper and reality, those are 2 different things. They pulled away and never looked back. How about to a tune of a 9-run victory?
Well, this one pretty much over before it started as we give you a final look at the line score here in what turned out to be a blowout victory. Well, the lineup was clicking for him in this contest, and the man you see there was a major contributor. For that, he's the top player of the game.
Yeah, he wound up with 3/4 of the cycle. Couldn't get the toughest one of them all, a triple, but it was still an outstanding showing with the bat.
12-3 is the way this one ends. Atlanta win the World Series opener and take a 1-0 lead. Greg Maddux gets the W on the mound. Babe Ruth permitted 6 earned runs to come across in the losing effort. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
Time of the ball game, 4 hours and 16 minutes. Our paid attendance here tonight at Yankee Stadium, 47,309. The Yankees thank you for attending and remind you to please get home safely.
We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. Game 2 of the World Series between the Atlanta Braves and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. I'm joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Danny, an important ball game coming up here in Game 2.
Well, in a 7-game series, winning Game 1 on the road is great, but it doesn't mean all that much if you can't back it up and win Game 2. A win here really puts them in a commanding position, but if they split these first 2 games, it basically becomes a best of a 5-game series starting all over again from scratch.
The build-up to this one is just about over. It's time for all the drama of World Series baseball on the show. And we'll have it for you next. Number 16 will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. What's your take on him, Dan?
Wow, he was awfully good in his last one. A complete game victory. We'll see if he'll be as good in this one as he was in his previous start.
So bases are empty here
Batting
with 2
fourth.
gone, and in
The
steps the
designated
Iron
hitter,
Horse, Lou
Number
Gehrig.
4.
Get your pitch, huh?
Here's the first pitch to him. And that
Ball one,
misses
no
ball
strike.
1.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
So let's take a look at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Joe McDonald.
Hey, Joe McDonald, he's a tough guy to figure out sometimes, Dero. One inning, he'll be giving that inside corner. The next inning, he doesn't give much of that inside corner. His zone fluctuates a lot.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. But the damage is done as thanks to the solo home run. This is now a 1-run game. 1 inning in the books here. Braves lead this one 2-1. So striding
Leading
forward
off
now,
for the
Lou
Yankees,
Gehrig. He'll try
the
and do what he
designated
can to
hitter,
work toward cutting
number
into this
4.
big deficit.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
Hey, with this big a lead, you have to just pound the zone and force this team to get aggressive in the box.
And it's fouled away.
And nice and patient. Get your pitch.
And
One
smart
ball,
to lay off
2
there
strikes.
as the fastball misses. It's 1-2
There you
now.
go. Come on now. One time.
Swing and a little
down,
blooper to center. Acuna
Here you go,
coming
make the turn,
in.
make the turn,
He
make the
can't
turn.
get to it. This one's down.
Good
Hey,
up
some
right
guys
there.
can
Way to
handle
down.
the postseason lights, and this is obviously one of them. Another base hit leading off for the boys. This guy's had a monster postseason so far.
Now at the plate, Reggie Jackson.
The right fielder, number 9,
Hey, see it up, drive the other way.
Reggie
Let's go, big dog.
Jackson.
He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Driven deep at the wall. It is gone. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. His second home run of the series. As they cut the gap a bit, it's now an 8-3 ball game. We're watching an impressive power display today. With that one, these two teams have now hit a combined 5 homers in this game.
Matty V, this is turning into home run derby.
Digging
Now
in,
batting.
Lou Gehrig.
Number
He
4.
singled his last time up.
Get your pitch.
First
Right
pitch
here.
of the at-bat on its way. And great extension as he drives this one high in the air and deep the other way. It is gone.
Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
A solo shot here to left. His first homer so far in the series, as it's now an 8-5 ball game. This one has turned into a slugfest of Ruthian proportions. 7 combined big flies. You guys remember seeing anything like that in a while?
Yeah, Dan, this doesn't make sense. It's absolutely freezing outside. The last place you want to be is in a batter's.
Coming to the plate now, Lou Gehrig. He's coming off a solo homer in his previous trip.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bungle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
Looked like he was swinging no matter what that time as he goes way out of the zone at that offering. It's 0-1. As we near the end of this one, I think it's safe to say that the story of the game has undoubtedly been the long ball. Guys, what do you think about what we've witnessed?
Well, as a former offensive player, I absolutely love it. Kudos to both lineups for doing absolute damage today. One of the most fun watches of the year.
You know, D-Row, what this shows me is this new age way of guys going up there, and they're swinging hard. You need to make good pitches, quality pitches, and if you don't have command of the fastball, you're in for a long day, and we saw that here this afternoon. A ball fly. You might think it's just another win, but it's awfully hard to win in this game, especially on the road. But they find a way to get it done, and they should be very happy with this performance.
So the lineup really helped carry them to victory here in this one, and this man was a big reason why. He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, he delivered with runners in scoring position a couple of times in this one. Finished with 5 RBIs, and that was obviously a huge factor in them claiming the victory here.
9-6 the final tally in this one. The Atlanta Braves get the win to jump out to a 2-0 series lead. John Smoltz earns the victory on the mound. Number 16 was hit hard to the tune of 7 earned as he takes the loss. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Atlanta Braves, 9 runs, 14 hits. No errors, they left 15 runners on base. For the Yankees, 6 runs, 9 hits. No errors, they left 8 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 58 minutes. Our paid attendance here tonight at Yankee Stadium, 47,309. The Yankees thank you for attending and remind you to please get home safely.
We are under the lights as the show gets you ready for another edition of Major League Baseball. It's Game 3 of the World Series between the New York Yankees and the Atlanta Braves. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, lots to talk about here as we get ready for Game 3.
You know, I think the phrase must win is overused in sports, but even though this isn't an elimination game, it does sort of feel like a must win. Doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. If you go down 3-0 in any series, you're fighting nearly an impossible uphill battle. Feels like the series kind of rides on this game right here.
The build-up to this one is just about over. It's time for all the drama of World Series baseball on the show. And we'll have it for you next. Tom Glavine will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win every single time he goes out there. He'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
Time for a look at the Braves on D. And let's take a look at former #1 overall pick out of Vanderbilt University. That's Dansby Swanson. Look, this guy fits the part. Matinee idol looks, soft hands, and the ability to manipulate the ball all around the lot from the offensive side. Look for him to have an impact.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Jones stands at second with 2 gone. That's popped up. Torres has a play. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. The Braves get a couple of hits here in plate 1. We move ahead to the top of the second now. It's the Braves 1 and the Yankees nothing. Second inning coming up, and Heidi Watney has an update for us on the weather forecast.
Well, Matt, these conditions aren't really ideal for baseball right now, but I am hearing that they're expected to improve as the game progresses. The grounds crew told me between innings that the field's in good shape. They're going to continue to work on keeping it dry, but we should be in for more favorable weather later in the game.
Let's hope, Heidi, for all of our sake, that Mother Nature takes that front and passes it through without an incident.
At times, you have to stay focused, though. For me, a little dampness, a little rain, a little weather coming through might actually do the infield dirt a little good. Some guys like to keep it bone dry. I like it a little wet. Ball stays down.
Throw to first will be in time, and there's 1 gone here to start the second. So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up the always dangerous Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
The 2-2. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Mantle's on the move. He gets there and makes the play for the first out. Into the box now, Tom Glavine. And a chance now to increase his lead if he can deliver something here with 2 gone.
Hey now, get out of this. Calm down.
Lifted in the air to center field. Mantle will reach out with 1 hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. 2 left for Atlanta, but they're on top 2-0. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter. Mickey Mantle comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
Things not looking very good so far in this one, but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by a couple of runs, and this would be the right place and the right time to get something going. The last thing they want to do is to try to come from behind and win this one in the 8th or 9th inning.
There you go, left fly.
Oh, that one got the pitcher. But he is able to recover as he gets the out at first. 1 away now. And this has to be a big concern here. This ball came back and got him right in the pitching arm. And that is something you just never want to see. You can see him trying to work this one off. And from all appearances, I think they're going to let him continue. So that at least is a good sign. At the plate, Mickey Mantle. He was retired via the ground ball last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
Rolled slowly down the third baseline. Runner at first here with 1 away in a 2-2 ball game. Now a ball lined toward the alley in left center, and that'll split the gap as it should be extra bases. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double. And now time will be called here as you see the pitching coach making his way out to the mound to pay a quick visit. Into the box now, Reggie Jackson. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ball game.
Hey, come on now.
Popped high in the air. Freeman is there, 2 down.
Great scoring opportunity miss right there. You talk about frustration, popping it up with 2 runners in scoring position. He'd like to get that one back.
Standing in, Lou Gehrig. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game so far.
Hey, come on now, big dog. Get your pitch. Hey, like you can up there, huh?
Well, they miss with the first one, but then they decide, let's go ahead and put him aboard here. And they'll do just that as you see the signal from the dugout.
That's what's called getting the treatment. Everyone knows he's a power threat with the bat, so it's all about not letting him be the guy that beats you.
Up there, kid.
Now batting.
Standing in with the bases loaded, Jorge Posada, as he's presented with the bases loaded situation in a tie ball game. The 2-2 pitch. Got him. So the damage winds up not being as bad as it could have been as they'll strand the bases loaded. The side is retired. Yankees forced to settle for 1. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. And we are tied 2-2. Stepping into the box, Mickey Mantle. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
Mickey Mantle.
Hey, get your pitch up there. Let's go, baby.
First offering on its way. And that's high for a ball, 1-0.
Hey, here we go, big guy.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
Count now a ball and a strike.
Come on, man. Get your pitch up there.
Now the 1-1 pitch. This one, everything we could have hoped for. 3-2 in inning number 8.
Get down.
Liner into right center. That's a base hit. Throw into second. And this will wind up a closer play than I thought, but he's in there with 2 bases.
Let's take another look at just a textbook swing right there. Good weight transfer, good hands to the ball, solid contact, and great extension through the ball.
Yeah, that's about as pretty as a swing gets. Nice look at it there from our camera guys as well.
Now batting, right
So
fielder,
stepping in, Reggie Jackson, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Here now the 2-2. Line drive, base hit to right. Long throw to the plate. Throw comes in quickly now, so that tying run will be forced to hold on at third here, still with only one away.
Boy, there's a bullet base hit right there, but you have to hold there, D-Row, to make sure that gets down and isn't caught for a line drive double play.
Yeah, you have to play the game right there and respect the infield and respect the line drive. I know he wants to get a ribby for his buddy, but that's the way the game's played.
Hey, your turn. Drop him in.
Grounded to first. Freeman is up with it.
Come on,
one there. On to
Oh.
first. It's a double play. And another crisis is averted here as the inning is over. So no runs here on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. Home half of the 8th straight ahead. It's the Braves 3 and the Yankees 2.
Well, this one had its moments of drama and excitement. In the end, these guys came away with the victory and look on to the next one.
This one, definitely a low-scoring affair as we get one last look at our final line score. Not a lot of runs put on the board in this one, but here's a guy that found a way to make a difference. He's the tops player of the game.
He was one of the few guys that really swung the bat well in this game with a pair of base hits. He helped propel his team to a hard-fought win.
3-2 the finish in tonight's game. The Atlanta Braves take a commanding 3-0 lead in this World Series. Shane Green is the winning pitcher of record. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Atlanta Braves, 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They left 13 men on base. For the Yankees, 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left 11 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 48 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Truist Park, 41,500. The Braves thank you for your continued support and remind you to please drive home safely.
We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. It's Game 4 of the World Series between the New York Yankees and the Atlanta Braves. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, lots of storylines here as we approach the start of Game 4.
Well, I can't help but be impressed with the way these guys have come into this series and just flat out handled their business. They're hitting on all cylinders, and I don't want to fully count out the other guys, but if the last 3 games are any indication of how this will play out, I think this series could be over really quick.
The build-up to this one is just about over. It's time for all the drama of World Series baseball on the show. And we'll have it for you next. Mike Soroka will be on the mound for Game 4. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, in a day and age where we don't see very many complete games, 6 really good innings in his last start to pick up the win, and I think they'll be happy if he can duplicate that again in this one.
Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 4.
Hey, your pitch right here.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
It might be. It could be. It's gone. A home run.
So it's a 2-run shot to right center, his second home run of the series, and this is now a 2-0 lead for the Yankees.
Loved a homer in the top of the first inning. Give your pitcher a chance to kind of regroup and gather himself with an early lead.
Trying to pick things up where he left off. Lou Gehrig.
Right
He'll step in to lead it
Number
off in the
4.
top of the 3rd.
One of the keys to securing a win, they want to keep the pressure on and try to build that lead as much as they can moving into the later innings.
First pitch of the at-bat. High that time with the slider, taken for a ball.
1-0.
Hey, let's not sugarcoat it. He's had a rough couple innings. He's going to have to find a way, whether it be mechanically or mentally, to be able to stay in this game.
Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0.
Ball.
I wonder if that homer rattled him a little bit. He's certainly a little bit more cautious against him this time around.
Smoke toward the hole. And this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single.
And they start the 3rd inning the way they finished off the first 2, doing damage. As we take a look at his numbers, you can see they've had his numbers since the first pitch. If he doesn't buckle down soon, he might have a short outing here.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson.
Come on, big guy. You got this.
Hit out towards second. A diving try, but it's through into the outfield. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
You know, as a former infielder, Danny, they always say you can't be in 2 places at once, but you got to be a little frustrated right here that ball found the hole.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. You make a quality pitch and a guy shoots one through the right side, normally a vacated spot right there. 9 out of 10 times somebody's there to make that play. Unfortunately, not, and now we've got a couple of guys on.
Don
4-1's our score here in inning number 3.
Let's go.
Line to the right side. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. And they're content to play station to station here as the bases are loaded now with still nobody out. And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres.
Now batting, the second baseman, Gleyber
Gehrig on third, Jackson on second, Mattingly at first with no outs. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Jones has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. And with only one away, no need to test it as he'll hold tight at third base. So the bases are loaded here with one man gone. And here's the switch hitting Jorge Posada. Bases are loaded with only one out. On the ground to second base. This could be two. To second for one. Back to Freeman, not in time, and they'll just get the one.
Well, they really didn't have a shot at turning two on the high chopper. They only get one, and that allows the runner from third to score.
So one gone for the Braves here in the third, and that brings forward Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
The windup and the 0-1. Hit the other way out toward right field. Gehrig is there, 2 down. Digging in to try it again.
The first
Freddie
baseman,
Freeman.
number 5, Freddie Freeman.
Fourth inning here, already a 5-2 score. Lifted in the air out to right. Long run for the right fielder. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Braves strand one. They trail 5-2. So coming to the plate, Lou Gehrig. He's off to a fast start in this one. 2 for 2, including a home run. First delivery to him on the way. This is on the ground over to first, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Lou Gehrig. He was a ground out victim last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Popped up. Jones is there. 1 out. At the plate, Lou Gehrig. He went deep earlier, and he's 2 for 4 to this point.
Pitch right here. Let's go, kid. Hey, one time right now.
From the stretch. A ball and no strikes. Two out, nobody on. Grounded up the first baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. Now the pitch. Hard hit ball to second. Albies picks it up. He'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. So the Yanks go 1-2-3, but they hold a 9-2 lead.
Hey, it's hard to win games at any point, but to win games on the road, especially in this ballpark, so they are very happy with this win.
Well, we watched a really solid starting pitching performance, kept the opposition at bay, and as a result, he's our top player of the game.
When you go out there and punch out 11 hitters and you put your team in a great position to win a ball game, you deserve all of the recognition that comes your way.
This one comes to a close with a 9-5 final. The New York Yankees avoid elimination to force a Game 5 in this World Series. Babe Ruth pitches well enough to get the W. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Yankees, 9 runs, 14 hits. No errors. They left 11 men on base. For Atlanta, 5 runs on 9 hits. 2 errors. They left 7 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 45 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Truist Park, 41,500. The Braves thank you for your continued support.